You see it, champions, Rose Bowl champs, Michigan State. My name is Joel Heath, 2011 to 2015. Such an incredible time. Listen, when you talk about rivalries, when you talk about the state of Michigan coming together to determine the character that we embody. And I'm from Ohio. I'm here in Ohio right now, but this game determines a lot. And so I want to just say, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no predictions. I know records aside, Michigan, I say Michigan. I know some of my comrades, Spartan Dogs, they don't even use the name. But nonetheless, this game, it means a lot for the state. And I'm excited to see what happens and to hear about what happens afterwards amongst the players and the staff. Exciting times ahead. But without further ado, I have a conversation, something that I'm gonna bring to your attention. Football season is pretty challenging for me personally. You know, it's a time when I give a lot of my energy and my effort to the game. And this year, God put me in Hamilton, Ohio, where I'm an assistant coach with Hamilton Big Blue, the Bulldogs. And man, such an incredible journey this regular season has been. We finished out 7-3, which is the reverse opposite of what happened last year. My former head coach from high school, he's changing the culture. He's helping these guys to see that you can win, you can be successful, and you can be disciplined. It is possible to embody all three aspects of life. And so I'm a part of things, and I've been able to do some pretty awesome chapel services with them. And we've been talking about faith. We've been having a conversation about faith, and faith is it's an object of intangible force. You cannot control faith. You can only have it. You cannot put faith in a box. You can allow it to have its freedom as you accept it. God embodies faith. He calls his people to have faith. He inhabits the presence of our praise toward him by faith. Faith is a reward. Faith is a gift. Faith is something that everyone doesn't have. You have to be active in your action steps toward faith. And that's exactly what we talked about. The foundational scripture for the team has been faith is the substance. It's the substance, that tangible thing that everybody's longing for. It's the substance of things hoped for, okay? And the evidence of things unseen. If you want the results of faith, if you want to see the results of faith manifested in your life, you first must have it. And having that is something that isn't presently tangible for your life. You won't automatically just see the results of a job promotion. You have to trust God to put you in position to do the impossible in your life, to give you the inspiration, the heart, the passion, the drive, for you to then put the work in to then have that job promotion. That's the result of faith. That's just a really keen example I think we can all reflect on. And so in the foundation of faith, now you kind of have an idea for what we've been talking about. And I've mentioned this before on this channel as well. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It's really important that this news, the good news, gets out to people, that we share what God is speaking through me about in regards to like, comment, share. Come on, we need this. We all need this good word. If it's blessing your life, bless someone else. That's all I got to say about it. So James chapter 2 verses 26 says, "For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. So what does this mean? It means just as we are comprised of three parts, body, soul, and spirit, it's also saying that the two major parts of your body would be nothing without faith. Faith is just as needed as you having a body and a spirit. It's like that veil. That veil is physically a piece of metal clanging against another piece of metal, right? But the sound it emits is what is connecting to us. There's two parts to that veil. And at the right time, when that veil, when it works and operates to achieve the goal of producing sound, it needed to work together. Same way with faith. And what this scripture is saying is that faith and works is just as important as body and spirit. It's just as important. You may not recognize that it's just as important because maybe you don't think about the spirit as much as you would the body. But they both are necessary parts of what makes us human, what makes us alive. And so because of that, as you take deeper walks of faith into understanding who you really are, how God really created you, He breathed His spirit into us. A part of God is in us. That is why we are His likeness and image. That is why we were made so uniquely different from all of creation. There's parts about me that are just different than that squirrel, that bird in the sky. Yes, they all have function, all have movement. Yes, even animals have this characteristic that makes them different in personality. But the difference is the spirit, what will go into eternity. So saying that all to say, when you understand faith, when you understand the non-tangible aspect of faith, you'll then understand what works are. And what are works? Well, works are those good deeds. What I shared with the guys on yesterday during the chapel service was works are what happens when you go out to practice. You put work in to train and prepare for the game. Works are serving your community. Works are doing the chores at home. So for you guys, I would say works would be going and working that 9-to-5 job. Works would be taking care of your body, right? Works would be what you eat, what you do, how you perform, whatever God has called you to do, that's a work. So what the scripture is saying in its totality is that in order for you to achieve greatness in your work, in your assignment, and what God has called you to do, you must have faith. Faith that God is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Faith to know that God is in control of your life. Faith to recognize that God can do the impossible through you. He'll use you for that if you're accepting and willing of it. And I think many times we can go on autopilot in this life. We can just do the thing that everybody else is doing, operating on other people's faith. Never really truly living up to the total fulfillment of our lives, what God has called us to do. And so my challenge for today is this, is that we would focus on the spirit, that invisible part of us, and how God is speaking to it. How is our prayer life? How is our devotion time with God? How are we applying what is faith and going to church and receiving a word from God through a pastor or a preacher or someone who speaks to your life on a street corner? How are we applying what we hear and challenging that inward part of us? And then how are we taking that part of us and putting it into our day-to-day lives? That job you work, that passion you have, that new job that you want to start, taking care of your family, all the necessities of faith that have just been given to you before you were even born. You had to take care of a family. You knew that. You seen that happen in your life. You knew you had to get a job at some point. You knew you needed to get an education. You're already doing it, so why not do it by faith? Why not allow God to open doors for your life through hearing from Him inwardly that activates faith? A new experience, something greater, something more, called for more than just the mundane 9 to 5. Let God search your heart, reveal His truth for you, His purpose for your life. Let Him open doors that no man can shut. Let Him show you purpose and calling on a level you never experienced. No one has ever experienced but you. To walk in what you're truly made for is an experience like no other. So that's my challenge. Challenge that inward part as you do your daily life. You're already working, so you may as well work with faith. Let it work together to create the life that God has for you. And in doing that, leave a comment, leave a thought. I want to hear from you. Like, subscribe, and share, all that important stuff. I want more people to hear this word. I want it to change lives. I believe it can. It's done it for me, and it's done it for many others, and it's happening now. So that's all I got. Hey, go green. Go green. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the spirit of, what spirit embodies the state of Michigan. How about that? All right. Peace and love.